Alright everybody, so welcome back to Jim Bob's Garden. So today, what we're going to do is repot some papayas. So I had a papaya, and I took all the seeds out of the papaya and I planted them all over the place. A few of them are growing out there, but they haven't really done that great, probably because I haven't kept up on watering them like I have with these. Because it's especially when they're young, it's a tropical fruit, so I'm sure it needs more water than I gave it. So what we're going to do, as you can see, I've got all these papayas. Alright, so I'm going to try and separate them because, alright, the thing with papayas, what I'm understanding, is you need to have male and female plants. And I think it's kind of like kiwi, where you need to have at least one male for every 4 to 8 females, something like that. The only thing is, at this stage, I don't know that you can tell which one is which. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to separate these out into individual plants. Now you'll notice it's like, I don't know, 5 o'clock or something like that. It's starting to get towards evening. We're doing this in the shade. We don't want this to be where it's really hot out and the roots get to cooking. So we're going to gently separate the dirt away from the roots best we can without hurting the roots. Now this is nice crumbly soil, and I haven't watered them today, so that helps a little bit for the soil to come apart a little more easily. And then what I'm going to do, alright, you can see once you break away all the soil, you got a bunch of roots going everywhere. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tease these apart one at a time by gently pulling and then trying to get something that looks like that, a papaya plant with some root. Alright, then we're going to take our little pot, we're going to fill it up, and then I'm going to set the roots out to where they kind of spread out a little bit, and then you can kind of tell where the root starts and where it's starting to go green versus the white, and that's where I'm going to fill this dirt up to. Now I've never done this before. It's my first time trying to repot papayas. I had a few growing last year, but then the freeze came and killed all of it. So we're going to try and see if I can make this happen, because I really would like to get at least a couple of papayas growing. Alright, so once again, we're going to take and slowly and gently try and separate the roots away. Put a pot full of dirt. Go a little deeper on that one. I set them roots in so they go out a little bit wide. And we're going to fill it up. Now of course, once you do this, you're going to want to water it in. Soak it up real good. This soil that I've got is part, well, I always grab 2 bags of soil when I get dirt. So I try not to buy too much dirt, but unfortunately, you don't want a bunch of weed seeds in your plants. You kind of got to get some dirt somewhere, because compost is going to have weed seed in it. But what I do is I usually buy a bag of garden soil and a bag of potting soil. For a lot of things, potting soil can actually be too light and fluffy. And I'm thinking for trees in particular, you want something that thickens it up a little bit more. But that's just my take on it. Like I said, I do not know anything about what I'm doing right here other than just common sense and basically some experimentation. I mean, all of this came from a papaya we bought at the store. So if I get any of these to grow, I will be a happy camper. And then what I'll do is I'll probably keep some of them in pots. You know, once they get bigger, I'll get bigger pots. And then I'll plant them, or I'll keep them in the pots over the winter and let them get bigger, so that hopefully, I know they'll live here. I got a buddy of mine over at Atlantic Beach that grows them, and he's got a big tree that he's had for a while. I mean, he's already got papayas on it, so. But he's one of them guys that can grow anything, you know. Got that green thumb on steroids. Where my thumb is not necessarily that green. But the idea is, like I said, I need to get at least, apparently, one male tree for every, you know, well, if I can get one male tree and 2 or 3 females, that'll be enough for me. Now, you know, I think he's only got 1 tree though, so I don't know that that's necessarily true. That is just something I read online, and just like everything else, you know, the stuff you hear about or read about online is only as good as the source. But either way, if I have several of these trees, when it comes time to do plant swaps and so on, if I have papayas to swap out with people, that would be really cool. You know, plus it would be nice to have a couple of them growing here if I can keep them alive. Apparently they're good. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll look it up and I'll put the temperature that they need to be maintained at, or you know, what their freeze limit or cold limit is, and I'll put that in the video. So let me do this last one. Get that dirt all around. Tree standing up kind of straight. Now, I don't normally do this with my tomato plants unless I'm short on plants. And like I said, I had a bunch of these papayas, but some of them came up to about this size and kind of died back. I must not have got them enough water, or whatever the case may be. They might have got eaten by insects. I don't really know. But out of that one cell, I got 6 papaya plants. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm going to try and plant my papayas this time. I know I had shown the planting of them previously, and they're getting out to where you got some good sized roots and they got their second leaves on them already. So we're going to go with this and see how it does, and we'll let you know as we go on how well it works. Alright, so thanks once again for stopping by. Do me a favor, give me a like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. And grow something.